What's up, ladies and gents? This is KSigKid coming at you with another Destiny video. Today we're going to start off our new series. We're going to start off the series Cool or Crap, where we basically take one weapon, we review it a little bit, and we say if it's worthwhile, if it's a cool weapon, if you should be looking out for it and put it in your arsenal, or if it is utter garbage and avoid it. So if you enjoy this video, go ahead and smack that like button and subscribe to the channel. So today, the inaugural weapon is the Zarinaea-D. This weapon is one that I picked up from my gunsmith, from ranking him up and getting it from the package that he gives us. It's an auto rifle made by Hawkeye, and the rate of fire is pretty decent. It's basically got the damage profile of the Monte Carlo, of the Hard Light, of the Zhalo Supercell. It's got a decent rate of fire and some decent impact. What really helps to make this weapon though is counterbalance. Last Resort is a so-so perk on this weapon, but counterbalance? Well, quite frankly, counterbalance is your money perk on this gun. Counterbalance takes away all the horizontal recoil of the gun. And if you've never had it on a weapon before, like I've never really had counterbalance on an auto rifle before. If you've never had it on a weapon before, it's going to take just a little getting used to, because I'm very used to correcting horizontally and vertically for my recoil. But with this, you only need to manage the vertical recoil. Now mine has rifled barrel to give me a ton of extra range, which is really nice to help out with the damage fall off on the gun. But I might also be wanting to look for stability. And if we just happen to compare this gun to the Zhalo Supercell, you can see that it is basically right in line with the Zhalo. If anything, it's actually got better stats, except for the fact that Zhalo does have persistence on it, and we don't. We could be looking for some extra stability. But that's something for you maybe to look for in the future. Right now what we want to do is we want to take the Zarinaea-D into Crucible. We want to see how this performs. And this is actually the first shot that I actually was firing off with the Zarinaea-D. This is actually my first life right here whenever I was putting on this weapon. And with my first little bit of using this weapon, I happened to get a couple kills and I was like, you know what? This is something that we need to take a look at. We need to look a little bit further into this gun. As you can see, if I'm right around the right range, I'm getting around 20 shots for a headshot. So 20 damage on a headshot is pretty good. You're able to melt down the enemies. It's not like the Doctrine. It's obviously not like the Doctrine or the Zarinaea-D. But this thing has some potential. This has a little bit of potential to do some killing. It's got some nice range on it, as you can see, so that lets me help stay in my damage profile longer, at least from a further distance away. And since we're here, let's talk just a little bit about counterbalance. Let's talk about why counterbalance is so good. I already mentioned that it takes away the horizontal recoil, and what that means is you're going to actually be able to hit your shots from a longer distance, because the only thing you're worried about is the vertical recoil. So if an enemy like that was just jumping in the air, I know he's only up and down in front of me, and I just need to worry about where he is vertically on the screen. It's a little bit trickier to manage whenever an enemy is strafing left and right in front of you, and that's what I mean whenever I say it's going to take just a little bit of getting used to. But the trade-off for being able to hit an enemy from a further distance and actually land your first few shots is well worth it, in my opinion. So if you're looking for this Zarinaea-D at the end of this video, and you're looking to find one, look for one that has counterbalance. That's really going to help you out, not only with this gun, but the Doctrine type damage profiles of auto rifles as well. I really think that that is just one of the key perks to have on auto rifles. Right here you can see that I'm actually backing off, and because I'm not having to worry about any horizontal recoil, I'm able to land my shots right on top of that Guardian, because he's not moving left or right. He's right in front of me, so all I need to do is get my cursor somewhere on his body, and I'm going to be landing my shots. I don't have to worry about my shots spraying off to the left or right of him, so that's really nice. Now where this weapon happens to fall off and run into some trouble is it's really not going to compete with the Doctrine or the Last Word when you're right up in close. Those weapons, because of their rate of fire and the damage that they can pump out quickly, are going to be able to take you down with the Zarinaea-D. So what you're going to want to do is make sure you get that nice range so that you can have a little bit of that range edge on them and put in your 20 damage headshots, or potentially get that first shot in and go to town on them. So let's actually talk about this weapon from the other perspective. You're not going to be able to beat scout rifles at range with this gun. It's an auto rifle. Auto rifles simply aren't made to do that. Yes, I am getting some nice long-range kills here with this gun, but it's because I'm finishing them off. I'm not taking my shots against a Mida at full health. That would pretty much be suicide. The Mida is going to have the range. They're going to be able to put out more damage with less shots than you are. That's just quite frankly the way that it is. And that doesn't mean that this gun is bad and scout rifles are better. It just means that you need to make sure that you're paying attention to your range. But that's really true of all guns. For instance, a Mida's not going to want to face you with this gun in closer range. No way. You'll absolutely be able to melt them down. So just keep that in mind whenever you're taking this gun or any gun into the Crucible. You always need to pay attention to your range. So after running around with this gun a number of matches in the Crucible, I would say that my gun isn't perfect, but it's worthwhile using. I think in order to make this gun perfect, I'm going to want something with more stability. It's got really nice stability, but what if it had braced frame? I think that would really help push this over the top. It's got 40 in the magazine already, so I can definitely sacrifice a few bullets to get that extra maximum stability. And while that was definitely a perfect kill, that was a kill with all headshots, and you can see that that guy had absolutely no chance at all against this gun. But yeah, brace frame, that would be pretty nice, or maybe even persistence. Make this thing into a real laser beam. A laser beam that you could shoot off from a further distance than you would with other normal auto rifles. That sounds pretty appealing. I am a fan of auto rifles. This being legendary is nice, because it means I don't have to potentially use an exotic slot for something like the Monte Carlo, or the Hardlight, or the Zhalo Supercell if I would want. Now would this beat out my Doctrine? Maybe, because I don't have counterbalance on my Doctrine. So for the moment of truth, is the Zarinaea-D cool or crap? I think it's easy to see this is one cool daddy-o. Do you agree or disagree? Let me know in the comments below. Do you like the Zarinaea-D, or is it another hot pile of garbage? Anyway, guys and gals, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, smack that like button. Subscribe to the channel to keep updated on daily Destiny content. Check out these awesome videos. Good luck with your raids, your drops, your gunsmith, and I'll see you around in Destiny. You're a cool daddy-o.